Let's do this. Oh, bloody hell. There's a bit of a rolling start there, I think, but
you can immediately feel it though.
It's quick. 0 to 100 in seconds.
Pretty gnarly, jagged rocks.
You can kind of hear the electric motor there.
Yeah.
You kind of hear it.
Alrighty. This is a big one, Daddy Jacob.
This is definitely a big one.
I'll tell you why it's a big one, guys. This is a hybrid Landcruiser. That's right, the Landcruiser 300 series is coming out to Australia in a hybrid. Now, Toyota have interestingly broken up their range into two types of hybrid. There's the efficient hybrid, it's a Corolla. You know, Camry.
Yeah.
And you got the performance.
And this is not a Camry.
By the way, I'm not sure where the Hilux is in that, but anyway, this is the performance. This has a twin turbocharged 3.5 litre V6 petrol engine. That's right, petrol engine is back, and a single electric motor that only puts out 36 kilowatt of power.
Yeah, but it's still somehow a performance hybrid.
Yeah. Just to give you perspective, a Tiggo 4 hybrid comes with a 150 kilowatt electric motor. So today we're going to take you for a tour as best as we can here in a very secret location where they used to make Toyotas.
Not so secret anymore.
No, there's an LFA just parked over there.
Literal casual supercar royalty.
Casual, like $2 million. We'll tell you everything you need to know about this new hybrid Landcruiser 300 series, and of course, give you our final thoughts before this thing lands in Australia in about 6 months' time. So curious as to why they're showing it to us now. Let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Okay, so what about price? Well, we don't know the pricing, and this is me purely hazarding a guess here, but it's only coming on the top two specs, the Sahara ZX trim with 5 seats and the GR Sport with 5 seats. And there's a good reason for that, and we'll see it when we go through the back. But yes, this thing is probably going to command about a $10,000 premium over those. So starting somewhere around the 155,000 Australian dollars before on-road costs. So it's not cheap. And it will not be cheap.
No, this is definitely positioned as a premium SUV.
100%, and that's how they've been wording it to us today as well. But let's talk about the way it looks, because the GR Sport, I think it looks absolutely fantastic, honestly.
Dude, it looks amazing, yeah.
I love the heritage grille on the front. You have your radar here with a 360 camera, a very good 360 camera, as you'll see off-road. No hybrid badging up front, but it does have hybrid badging, and I'll show that to you soon. But a GR badge there as well. Just a very, very good looking SUV, even if most people won't actually use it for its proper capabilities.
Yeah, and it's not exactly going to stand out on our roads, that's for sure.
No, even the hybrid, even though you paid extra for it. Let's check out the side.
Let's do it.
All right, coming to the side now, these wheels here. So you have these all-terrain tires spec'd on this. These are, of course, 18-inch wheels, and they've kind of got a highway terrainy tread to them. They're not very, very good. You're going to want to swap them out, but interestingly, this spec you see here, it's actually the Australian spec. So it's not just pulled off and is the one that's currently sold in the Middle East. This is what it will be when it comes to Australia.
Yeah, still obviously heavily pre-production, so nothing here is final, but yeah, very close.
Exactly, keep that in mind. You have the GR badge there, and this is the first way that you know that this is the hybrid. It's got a hybrid badge there, which is, again, interesting because, for example, on the Hilux, that is a mild hybrid. They don't have any badging to say that it's a hybrid.
Which is probably fair, because it's just a mild hybrid.
36 kilowatt motor, is that a mild hybrid?
It's not very big, is it?
You have keyless entry and, of course, Go. Very tinted privacy glass as well. Otherwise, it's a bloody Landcruiser 300 series. Let's check out the bum. All right, let's talk about the bum on this thing. Again, how do you know that this is the hybrid when you've spent your extra 10 grand or so? That's what we're guessing.
You get 3 letters, mate.
Yeah, well, you do. You get HEV and a little blue circle.
That's what you deserve.
That's exciting. That's innovation. You have your GR Sport badge there as well. Otherwise, again, very much Landcruiser. The other thing they have confirmed to us is that this is going to retain the 3.5 ton towing and apparently retain the same amount of range as the diesel.
Yeah,
so
they did say it's like a no compromise hybrid.
Exactly.
Which was kind of throwing shade at some other manufacturers. You still get the full size spare as well underneath the floor.
You do. You get a full size spare wheel, which is again good to see. There is though a compromise. God, you know, Toyota love a good beep.
They love a beep.
So as you can see here, you can only get the hybrid on these 5-seater models. So the Sahara ZX and the GR Sport. And that means that you can't actually lift this up either, because that is where your battery and some of your componentry live as well. The electric motor, by the way, it's actually sandwiched between the engine and the transmission. So it's not like
it's exactly the same setup as the Tundra.
Exactly right. You do have an extra addition here though, and that is this, a 1500 watt household socket in the back, which is,
jeez, that's a lot of wattage.
It's a lot of wattage. And still a huge amount of space, over 1100 litres, 1188 litres of boot space. So that is very, very good, but there is 0 underfloor storage. You just get tie-down points there, and that's it. So,
well, boo-hoo.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go hybrid.
Yeah.
Idiot, there are compromises. Very small though.
Very little.
Yeah, very little. Let's check out the interior.
Let's do it.
Yeah, alrighty.
You are very well lit.
I feel well lit. This feels very professional. It's not our usual standard. Let's talk about the interior space now of the Landcruiser 300 series, because actually I haven't checked it out since it was updated. It was kind of facelifted.
Yeah.
About a year ago, maybe
Yeah,
2 years ago.
we didn't even give it the time of day.
No, I was a bit salty about it last time I reviewed it because I was just like, everyone's going to buy it for its non-intended purpose, which to be fair, a lot of people do. But if you can actually appreciate what the Landcruiser whole thing is about, the ethos, it's about going out to the middle of nowhere and coming back home in one piece. I think it actually does a decent job. So what did they update? Well, they updated this display here. So it just got like essentially a bit of a reskin, a bit snappier, a little bit better, and it does work fine.
Yeah, it's still very basic. It's classic Toyota, but you know, you get what you get.
I'll tell you what I like, and that is that you've just got buttons absolutely everywhere. Your air conditioning controls, they're all physical. Everything is physical. And you also get a wireless charger there as well. So it feels modern and up to date. The steering wheel feels very nice. The wood around it is also very good. And up in front of you, you do get a display, and that is now a display across the range. Smaller if you go for the cheaper specs, but you're not going to get the hybrid in cheaper specs. And if you're buying a hybrid in the Landcruiser range, the vast majority, I can almost guarantee you, are going to be this GR Sport, because you're spending the money anyway. Why not?
You might as well go for it.
Why not go for it? And as you'll see when we take this thing off-road, that actually does make a difference. Speaking of, you get these very, very nice leather seats as well. Interestingly, in the display, at least for now, and remember this is pre-production, there is no hybrid menus, there's nowhere to see anything about your hybrid. And that is kind of the theme about this hybrid system is, it's a hybrid, but you almost wouldn't know.
No, you wouldn't until you floor it. Yeah.
Until you floor it or you hear it, because as you'll see as well, you can kind of hear it when you're driving around. But yeah, a very nice, easy setup in the Landcruiser 300 series, and I think that's something that we both appreciate. It's simple and it just works.
100%.
And I think if you own one of these, let us know in the comment section. Do you like that as well? Let's check out the back seats.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys. Ooh.
That is a thonky wonky.
There's a thock. Back seats now of the Landcruiser 300 series. Now, this has always been the compromise of the Landcruiser, is that the back seats just aren't that great. So I'm 5'11". The floor is raised really, really high because it's a body on frame. And as a result, I really don't have much leg room. Toe room as well is not great. Headroom is good though, because it's a big box. But you know, this is a pretty big car. You'd kind of expect a bit more space in the back, and you just don't have it. Nice soft touch materials though on the door. It's still, is it 170 grand on the road? I don't know about that.
So expensive.
This is all nice though. And you have 4-zone of climate control with heated and cooled outboard seats as well. So it does feel relatively luxury back here. You know what else feels relatively luxury?
Tell me.
CarSauce Buy, that's right. We have our car buying service, CarSauce Buy. If you don't want to spend $160,000, $70,000 on a Landcruiser, we can help you out. Just Google CarSauce Buy or scan the QR code on your screen now. We have a dedicated team of car buyers who are out there to get you the best price possible on any new car. Best of all, it is obligation free. All of our fees are up front, and if you don't want to do it, you don't have to do it, but at least you'll know exactly what you can spend. So if that sounds good to you, Google CarSauce Buy, scan the QR code on your screen now. Daddy Jacob, I think it's time to see just how fast this thing is from 0 to 100.
Let's bloody do it.
All right, so now we're gonna launch the Landcruiser 300 series, the hybrid.
I'm gonna have to hold this up here because there's there's no way.
So let's see what it will do, 0 to 100. Put our foot
Are you
down.
in Sport Plus?
I'm in Sport Plus, S Plus.
Let's do this. Oh, bloody hell. There's a bit of a rolling start there, I think, but
You can immediately feel it though.
it's quick.
So what's our 0 to 100?
Okay, I'll tell you, we got 0 to 100 in 6.97 seconds.
Okay, so it's fast, but it's not necessarily
That's not crazy fast.
insanely faster than a regular diesel.
It is still a Landcruiser 300 series.
Okay, so driving the Toyota Landcruiser 300 series, the hybrid.
Here in their proving grounds in Altona.
I gotta say, it does already immediately feel a bit more sprightly.
It's a bit peppy, isn't it?
Feel that electric motor kick in. So under the bonnet is a twin turbocharged V6. Of course, it is a petrol engine, and it puts out, with the electric motor, 326 kilowatt of power, 790 newton meters of torque. So a whole lot more power.
That's a bloody performance hybrid if I've ever heard one.
100%. It puts out just so much more than the diesel, but that's why it's positioned at a higher position than the regular Toyota Landcruiser diesel. And you can feel it, you know, you put your foot down and immediately there's just a bit more of an electrical assistance to it. It just has more instantaneous torque, which we've come to expect from anything.
And they actually showed us the torque curve of where the electric motor kicks in, obviously at a lower RPM versus the petrol engine, which, you know, because it's twin turbo, it takes a little bit to build, but that gives you a flatter peak torque and should allow for faster acceleration.
So overall, I think versus the diesel, you're not going to notice a huge difference. I think for most people, it's not going to make much of a difference, but I guess if you really want that performance hybrid, Again, this is pre-production, so keep that in mind. There's that.
But to be honest, does it feel any different to drive at all?
Oh, it even sounds the same to my ears. So the difference is not going to be huge, but it'll be something for those people who want a bit more than a regular GR Sport.
All right, now it's time to off-road here at the Toyota Proving Grounds in Altona, back where they used to build Toyotas.
We're going up a 33% incline here. Let's see if the extra torque
and that's the
is
thing.
required.
We've locked the center diff, by the way, and the biggest benefit of having an electric motor for any off-road application is that you get instant low-down torque. And so obviously it's climbing up here with absolute ease. It is still a Landcruiser at the end of the day, and they are renowned for that. But yeah, you can just immediately feel it as well. Like it's got that instant torque from that electric motor, and it's very eager to come straight on.
Yeah, I think that's something that people are realizing lately, is that hybrid technology is actually really good for off-roading.
Yeah. There's obviously the thought process of, well, what happens if an electric motor carks it while you're out? There's just more complexity, but at the end of the day, you do still have to trust that it is a Toyota. So.
We might be able to answer that question in about 10 seconds because we're going to go through a water crossing.
First, some moguls. So these are the easy moguls.
That's like the SUV. Every SUV can do that, apparently.
This is the part-time four-wheel drive SUV moguls. Let's see how it goes over these. I imagine pretty easily.
So yeah, probably like a RAV4 could do this one still.
And then finally, we have the Landcruiser 70 series moguls. The scary ones.
Oh yeah, very scary.
Yeah, instant, that torque. And again, it could be throttle calibration, it could be a bunch of things because it is still a prototype. You've got to keep that in mind. It's not coming for 6 months. But
and all of this is subject to change,
Yeah.
you know, as Matt said, because they're still testing, they're still developing locally, so.
And we're not even 100% sure of the output figures, I should say, as
Yeah.
well. We're just quoting what is in the Tundra and in the overseas, in the Middle East, because they've currently got this one, but still really healthy outputs. All right, so we're going to enter this water. It's about 600 mil deep. We're going to enter it very, very slowly to create a bow across the front.
And we're going to be...
I've been listening.
And we're going to be like a boat. That's what we're going to be doing.
Yeah, we're going to, exactly. Hopefully not float.
No. Oh. Oh. No, shush. We're
So
fine.
if you're wondering, right now you can see that there's this off-road monitor here. It's not telling us water weighting depth, but at least we can kind of see where things are. And there isn't a hybrid-specific menu yet, but no
I hope
doubt
they add
that
like
will
an
come.
energy flow thing. It's always fun to look at.
The cool thing about this car specifically is that it is actually an Australian delivered one. It's Australian spec. So even though they're still doing homologations and making sure that it's tested for the Australian market, this is still an Australian market vehicle.
Yeah.
It's not like it was pulled off the Middle Eastern production line. This is ours. Okay, so now we're going to test out the crawl control because I'm very curious to see what that's like. Again, it's in like 3 different stages with some pretty gnarly jagged rocks.
You can kind of hear the electric motor there.
Yeah.
You kind of hear it.
So you can see that we can actually dial it up and down depending on how much we want to go. This is essentially, it's called crawl control, but it's essentially cruise control. It just means that it's not me trying to modulate the throttle, it's just the car doing it itself.
And it's interesting that there's 5 different levels of crawl speed, just like in the Kia Tasman, which also has 5 levels. So I wonder where they got that from.
We're talking about Kia here, not Toyota. I think it was in Toyota
Yeah, no, that's what I'm
first.
saying. I wonder where the Tasman got it from. Oh.
Oh.
You have to think about that one for a second. It's like, should I use the petrol motor or the electric motor? Or both?
Maybe it does need a bit more calibration, but it's going over it fine.
Yeah, it's just, that was a bit strange, the kind of millennial pauses going on there. The car has TikTok brain rot, I think.
It's skibbity-rizzed all over itself. Comfort, that's another thing as well.
Extremely comfortable.
Extremely comfortable.
Especially when you're on this speed of
Yeah.
crawl. If we turn it up to 5, maybe we'd be slightly less comfortable.
I'm just glad that it's not popping these tyres either.
Yeah. We're on highway terrains, by the way, guys. Nothing special here.
Yeah, interesting. I wonder if the diesel would have like made its mind up a bit better than this. Even though this has the instant torque, it does have more complexity, so maybe
Exactly.
it has to choose more. All right, because we have a bit of time, we're going to do this in reverse. So you can actually use crawl control in reverse. That's a fun little fact for you. But let's put it in level 2
That's crazy.
and go up this 30% incline.
So this is the same one. This is 33%. This is the same one we took earlier. And it's doing it in reverse, guys. That's just a subtle flex, isn't it?
Put it up to level 3 perhaps. But,
Whoa.
oh,
It's a very strange feeling going over this backwards.
it feels a lot scarier backwards.
Yeah.
But it does go
You
forward.
kind of realize the slope a bit more.
I say it's having less of an issue figuring this out,
Yeah.
to be honest. All right, let's go. Let's reverse down a hill. Let's see if it'll hold us back there. Again, that same 33%.
You know what? We're really putting our faith in the machine right now.
And by the way, if you're wondering, will this drive itself alone on hybrid power alone? The answer is yes, it can, but for extremely short bursts. And so you'll see a little hybrid or EV badge pop up, but you won't see it, for example, in a situation like right now.
No, and this, like Toyota were telling us before, like this is not part of their efficiency hybrid range. This is well and truly a performance hybrid. So it's not all about range.
All right, with that, let's get into our final thoughts.
Let's do it.
Alrighty, guys. Final thoughts.
What do you think?
It's hard to give a proper assessment without properly driving it on the roads. The best we could do was around a proving track here in Altona, but I will say it does feel in a lot of ways extremely similar to the diesel variant, but you can tell that there is that instant torque from that electric motor. Yes, it might not have much power, but boy, does that thing have a lot of torque, man.
Oh, big time, man. What was it, 790 Newton meters? No joke.
So if you do have a lot of money to spend and you really want the best of the best, there is no doubt that this will be a good addition to the range. I just wonder how different it is actually going to be in real world to the already very good 3.3 litre twin turbocharged diesel.
Yeah. Will it be amazing, or will it just be another overpriced shopping trolley?
Let us know what you guys think down in the comment section below. And of course, if you want to buy a Landcruiser 300 series, at least with a diesel for now, but when the hybrid comes with the hybrid, make sure you Google CarSauce buy or just scan the QR code on your screen now. Our dedicated team of car buyers will help you get the best price possible. Ciao for now.
Bye-bye.